here from the Milndavie Pottery in Strathblane, Scotland. So long as you choose glazes that all fire at the same temperature, you can paint them in layers, and sometimes you can get an amazing effect, although sometimes you don't. If you're going to do it, a really good idea is to go onto the Amaco website and look at the layering section, where you can put each combination into their database and see examples of what might come out. As it's a bit hit and miss, we have got a few favourites that we use when it comes to layering, because we know that almost always the results are good. So here are our examples, but of course you can take some risks and layer whatever you want to layer, so long as you choose glazes that fire at the same temperature. Blue Midnight and Seaweed are particularly nice to paint onto something in layers. So what you would do is you would paint 3 layers of Blue Midnight, just in the way that you would usually do when you're painting something. But after that you would put a layer of seaweed on, not necessarily everywhere. So here's an example of a pot where I've put some seaweed on and I've allowed it to drip down so that you can kind of see the changes in colour. And similarly inside the pot, I don't know if the camera can pick that up very well, at the bottom there you can see how the seaweed and the Blue Midnight change when they come together. This is a much nicer example really of it. What I've done is at the edges of this dish here, I've kind of scraped my paintbrush so that it's kind of come down in thicker bits at certain points. Maybe slightly too thick at the bottom, so I've got a little bit too much of the green. But I really like the way that these colours go together. What I've found is that if I leave too much Blue Midnight all on its own with nothing on it, that's a bit too dark. You know, this pot's a good example of that, where, you know, afterwards I thought really I should have let the seaweed, that I kind of finished painting the seaweed about here, but I should have painted it down to about there. I think it would have looked better. So, but it is a really nice shiny combination. Ancient jasper and oatmeal make a lovely layering combination. So here on my dog plate I've used 3 layers of oatmeal everywhere, but on the ears I then put a layer of ancient jasper on top, and you can see how, I think at the back of the ears you can particularly see how the colours have changed and run and made just wonderful colours. You can see it better on this sample here. So on this bowl, 3 layers of oatmeal, and then I've put ancient jasper around the rim and kind of scraped it on these bits so that it comes down in runnels. But the thing that's so lovely are these iridescent different colours that come. You can never be sure what's going to happen, so there's no promising, but something interesting will happen with this combination. And it's really, really pretty colours that you end up with. Layering tourmaline and ancient jasper makes a really nice combination. In fact, often ancient jasper is a nice one to layer on top of things. But here's an example of tourmaline. I've put 3 layers on, and then around the rim here I put the ancient jasper and let it kind of drip down similarly inside. You'll be able to see it better on this example here. So what I did was I scraped my brush in the kind of rivets of this, and it's made a really nice colour combination. And because I really like the tourmaline anyway, the bits that don't have the ancient jasper, I think they look great too. So for me, this is an absolute winner. So layering iron lustre and oatmeal together, on this piece I put 3 coats of iron lustre, and then I used oatmeal to kind of highlight bits, and I kind of, it's quite a thick glaze, so I kind of scraped it on the ears of my creature and on its feet. and you can see what interesting things it does. It fascinates me that you get blue, considering that both iron luster and oatmeal don't have any blue in them, but something happens in the chemistry that makes this fantastic thing. So here, 3 layers of iron luster, and then I've scraped oatmeal sort of 2 centimetres down, an inch down on the rim, and I've put it thick in places so that it kind of runs down, and at the bottom where it's run into pools and the 2 glazes have done something chemically in the kiln, you get this lovely change of colour. I really like this combination. And because they're both nice colours anyway, you can never be quite sure what's going to happen with layering, but something nice should come out of this combination.